boy, thank you so much. I'd like to start by chanting a mantra. In the Buddhist tradition, the mantra, particularly this mantra, called the Migsima, is a mantra we use to set the conditions to lay down the ground so that the work can be done. And it's something that has been a part of me. And I think in the spirit of what we've done here together at Apex and what this organization means, it's about laying the groundwork so that things can flourish. Mi mian se wei te jin jin re zi jian mei jin pe wan pu zhang pe yang gan jian ke bei zu jian song ga ba lo zong zhang pe sha bla zu wa de mi mian se wei de jian jin re zi jian mei jin pe wan bu zhang pe gan jian ge bei zu jian song ga ba lo zong zhang pe sha bla zu de. This award perhaps means more to me than any literary award I have gotten or perhaps will get. And the reason why is we often give literary awards to achievements of greatness. But greatness can be abstract, especially when it cannot be applied. It is just a triumph removed from the populace, into the clouds, into the hierarchical pantheons that so much of our culture celebrates. But this award is not about the greatness of the work. It's not about any one single poem or novel, but about the impact of the work on people and communities. And it means so much to me to be recognized for where my work has landed, not for what it is as a product or an entity in the world, but what it means to people, and particularly young Asian Americans. My mother was illiterate, but she loved going to my readings. And she would position her chair right next to me so she can see the audience. And I said, Mom, why? You don't understand what I'm saying anyway. Why are you, what's so interesting about the audience? And she says, I want to see how your words change their faces. I want to see how your words land in the world. And this is the first award given to me in that standard that she valued, how my work affects the world. So I feel truly, truly proud to stand here and feel like I have been not only read, but understood. Not only seen, but made visible and felt. Over 10 years ago, in 2012, I lost my uncle at age 28 to suicide. Those of us who come from Southeast Asian diaspora, this is sadly not uncommon. We all have somebody, either close or within arm's reach, who out of the great courage, because it takes courage in their heart, had decided that this was unbearable, to choose their own path out of this world. But I've always felt that if my uncle had support, a community like Apex, mentorship, friends, a place where his bewilderment and pain could be held, he would still be alive today. I truly believe an organization like this would save him, because it is saving hundreds of youth in this country, in this city. And I do hope that it will become a role model. Many more apexes across the country, across the world. After my uncle died, I recommitted myself to the work of language and writing. I realized that with my hand, I can touch someone, I can caress them, I can love them, but only skin deep. But only through language can I go right through. I can go beyond the skin, into the heart. Like the mantra, the word reverberates through all of us. It is an energy. It is also our oldest and most powerful technology. You can have medicine, bombs, robotics, pharmaceuticals. You can invent the greatest things, but only through language can you convince each other to live or die to protect them. I'm often asked, how do you survive the imposter syndrome? And when I examine that term, there's an interesting framing that it pathologizes the very real feeling of being excluded from where you should belong. Why do we turn it onto the subjects who experience exclusion and deem them ill with a syndrome? But we don't ask why the systems have made them alien to the human dignity of self-respect and success. In the rooms that I've been invited in my short career, the institutions that I've taught in, the publishing houses, all these places of glory, connotations of success, if I look deep enough to their origins, I realize that they were built without anyone like me in mind. So the truth is, I do not have imposter syndrome, but I am an imposter. I have broken in somehow. But it is not an illness. It is not even a detriment. My imposter syndrome has given me everything that's required to be an artist: diligence, discernment, suspicion, perspicacious awareness of the rooms and the people I enter. In other words, it has become what has kept me alive. My imposter syndrome is, in fact, my imposter immune system. It has taught me how to see the world in order to remake it in my own word. If we embrace that and realize that so many of the spaces that we triumph in never imagined us, and that the imposter syndrome that we feel is actually a strength, to recalibrate that and use it. Because those with absolute power, when they fall from that great height, they will have nothing to use. Meanwhile, the diligence, the awareness that me and my family built surviving in this country is what makes my work possible. Often, when we talk about Asian American talent, it is always in service of something else. An after-you effect. We open the doors, we let others in. We are in the invisible hands that feed, that tend to the decaying bodies, that fix the clothes. When we pick up an instrument, it's always in service of Bach and Beethoven and Mozart. To be an Asian American talent is to be a tool representing something else. I'm asked, what would I say to the young Asian American people, particularly the artists? And I would say, be prepared. Because when a country has for hundreds of years considered you an invisible servant of something else, the moment you center your own mind, your own vision, you will be called pretentious, rebellious, unrestrained. How dare you close the door and make something for yourself with your own hand? But that is the task. And that is the task and the absolute beautiful responsibility of something like Apex, is to give the next generation permission to stop opening the door for others and walk through it to make something for themselves using their own mind. Nations will rise and fall as they have done in our species. The Romes and the empires will come and go. But the only nation that I truly believe in, the only nation that will be here long before any country that we understand, is the imagination. It is the one that I have absolute allegiance to. And it's the only one, it's the only nation on this planet that will remain unstoppable. To the young Asian American makers and dreamers, I want to say this to you. You don't have anything to prove. We are already proud of you. That even if you do nothing, make nothing, surviving itself is a creative act. That if you can survive, and you can survive together, then you have innovated. That by surviving itself, you have won and deserved the breath that you take. Thank you.